and it's Jennifer.
Hello people, you're welcome back to the channel. It is your one and only Lady Jackson bringing you the update on the Nigerian Idol season 9 2024 edition as Sadie Hart. Now, as always, expect me to be the first to bring how the show went through, my commentaries, the top performances and the least performances for the day. So expect the full lowdown without wasting your time. Now, I need to make a disclaimer. Is it a disclaimer? Yeah, I don't even know again. Please, I do not post the full performance video of the contestants on the YouTube channel. Instead, you can go to my TikTok account that is at the Lady Jackson, and you see the full top 9 performance for tonight. I would also have to add the performance of the person who was evicted from the show. So please rush there and watch it, and here we banter and argue and enjoy the full everything. Now, of course, the top 9 in this week, the second live shows, will be singing songs from the motherland, songs that have trended, songs that did amazing, and all the 9 yards. So, of course, Aki started the show by praising the judges and spoke about the Nigerian songs that made waves in the last few years around the globe, basically. And then, of course, he indicated that with over 17 million votes, we've gotten our top 9, and that was the time he announced the top 9 by just announcing the person who was evicted. And my heart sank when he literally mentioned the best female and the top 3 performance of last week, as well as the person who was evicted. He mentioned Jennifer Idumo, and I was heartbroken. Like, this just gave me flash waves of the exact same thing that happened about 2 or 3 seasons back, where Precious Oki was evicted and her performance and her singing bested most of the contestants of that particular season. Now, of course, she did her last performance, and while she was singing, it made me even more sad and angry because her performance would have been what she would have performed today, and honestly, it would still stand out to be part of the top 5 or top 6 performance of the night. Now, of course, they went on to enjoy the fact that omawumi's video where she was twerking or something to Davido's twerk song last week gained over 1.2 million views on Instagram. And then, of course, Richasani was there to dance his own, and let's see if it's going to break that record by next week. And of course, the show had to start. And so it's time to go into the full performance, and it might not be according to how they perform tonight, or it's going to be exactly according to that. But however way, let's get right into it. So the first performance for the night was, for me, the worst performance of last week. Sorry that I had to put it this way. But Gracia sang Mariam Makeba's Pata Pata song, and Mama came with a comeback. She said to herself after she went home and watched that particular video, she was like, if I don't do something different and something unique and outstanding, I might just lose out on the show. I might get evicted and probably not get gigs after I leave, because this performance is actually the way to start a show. She was having fun. She enjoyed herself. She did everything that she was supposed to do, and she still carried us along. Like, she sang the song like it was hers, and I loved it. The South African or thus clicking or tongue thing that people from that side of the continent do was awesome. And you know what? This was just beautiful. I loved every bit of it. Next was Mayo, who sang another Nigerian song. Last week he sang a Nigerian song. He sang Nobody by DJ Neptune and Joe Boy. I guess that Joe Boy song, obviously. And, Jesus Christ. This boy is a superb singer. He is so good. The way he infuses himself into each song he does is outstanding. Like, I mean, these are the kind of guys that I'll be envious of. I don't easily get envious of guys singing. Fellow guys singing, they freak me like that, except you can give this unique beauty to it. Like somebody like Mayo, I would obviously learn from. I would be humble to learn from, because it was so beautiful. Now, one thing is, what he lacks was movement and dance and flow on stage. He complements with his vocals, and it is amazing. Like, to be honest, this song is one of those covers you would always want to refer to after you listen to the original. Next was Lady Ruth, who sang Beyonce's song Last Week. Now she's singing Try Me by Thames. And I would say, compared to how bad I felt she did last week, this was beautiful on every scale. It was so beautiful that I was like, this is like a softer, clearer, and more built tone of a Thames performance. It was nice. I loved it. Her voice is naturally beautiful, and it was way preferred than last week. Like, even the judges had to confirm it. Somebody like Richasani, complimented her vibrato and beauty of her voice. It was really good. Next was Lami, who got the ticket into the top 10, and now he's in the top 9, still moving fast and strong. Lami sang Wizkid's Holla at Your Boy. It was a good performance, but just like last week, again, I'm going to say it, Lami is more of a performer, a stage presence person. He's giving star quality, star vibes, but then he lacks all of this star quality in his vocals. The way he was pronouncing some certain words, I'm like, when it comes to singing each song, you need to put yourself into the personality of the country that song is coming from. He was using so much diction in most of the words, and I was like, it wasn't really giving. And then his voice did not really come. It was just okay. It was a good performance, but again, Nigerians like star quality, and he's giving it, so I would hand it over to him for that. But for vocals, it didn't really do anything for me. Next was Clair, who sang Chidimas KDK, and that performance, what Clair did in this particular performance was that she thought about last week. She was like, oh, these judges say I was having fun, I did not carry people along, and I was doing my thing. Now let me show you how it is done. This girl took us on a whole journey. Her voice is so beautiful. I feel it would be difficult to find a song that Clair would not really project with, if given the chance for her to show herself vocally in that song. And then she infused herself. Like, can you imagine? She rapped inside the song, and it was giving. Towards the end, she was now giving a gospel Afro style to it. I was like, come on, girl. I saw everything you did right there. Because what the hell? That was really, really, really beautiful. For me, I enjoyed it. Now, next was Garland, who sang one popular song. I don't forget who sang the song. But anyways, the performance was good. So good, right? That, the judges had to compliment him generally, even with the fact that he called, what's the name? Omawumi's name, and people are like, now your song, continue, more than continue. Now, of course, Omawumi, just like she said for Lami, had to point it out to Garland that his performance was enjoyable. He carried the audience. He used the stage very well, but then he should understand that he should not be lacking in his vocals, because that is what this show is all about. And really, his vocals did not really come out except for the first few lines of the song. Aside that, it was good. I liked it, but it was not the best for tonight. Next was Stevie, who sang Feel It by Davido. Now, I've forgotten the actual title of this song. Them go feel it, them go did it. I just realized this particular review, I did not sing in these things. How he starts singing at the end of the tunnel. Anyways, Stevie had to show us that, you know what, y'all think that all I'm about is about the skills and very good vocals, but let me show you guys how to perform on stage. And this boy used the 360 of that stage. It was, his voice was heard, his performance was felt, he carried us throughout to the extent that the judges had to argue on stage. I mean, Nai said that Davido cannot perform this good. It was way better than Davido. That the judges were like, I beg go and no once before they will drag us on X. 30 BG will now drag us. And Nai stood by his words. He was like, I said what I said. I'm not trying to drag anybody, but I said that this performance was way, 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 way better. I cannot wait for the dragging that's going to happen later tonight. Vocal, stage presence, everything was good for Stevie. Next, which was second to the last, was Chima, who sang omawumi song in the music, and I'm like, okay girl, it is nice. That kind of song doesn't need crazy acrobatics on stage, so she used her stage as much as she could, as much as she deserved to, and then her vocals was heard. It was good. But then I want to say something. Chima's voice is beautiful, it is unique, it has range, but I feel she doesn't know yet how to pick the best songs that elevates the power her voice has. It's as though she always wants to try and, you know, make a statement with each song, but the way to make a statement with each song is to make people to enjoy and have a new experience with that song. And she so far hasn't really been doing it for me. Like, but it was good. It was really, really good. Better than some other people who didn't even give a good vocal performance. Last for the night was then Chima, who closed the show by singing Chiki's Beautiful People. And I must say, oh, Chima, boy, your voice, your runs, your skills, you know the right places to give it. And then the way Chima carries an audience, can I be honest? It usually feels as though there's there's something like an anointing. He makes you feel the song inside your body. It was perfect. His stage presence is beautiful, and he dresses so good. I love every bit of it. Like, I so much enjoyed it. Nice had to say that last week it was the best performance, and today is the best performance. It might not be the same for me, but this is one of the best performances for tonight. Ooh, this was awesome. Anyways, guys, now let's get into the last part of this particular video. So IK had to ask the judges which were their best performances for the night, and people whom not necessarily best performances for the night. He just asked them, you know, whom do you think will be in the top 3 at the end of the show? And of course, Nai said Chima, Gracia, and Chima. Richasani said Mayo, Chima, and David Garland. Omawumi said Gracia, David Garland, and Chima. I say Mayo, Chima, and which female is good enough for that? I think Gracia. But I want to stand by this other strong opinion. I would say Mayo, Chima, and Stevie, because these voices and presence is amazing. But of course, let me state my best performances for the night. Best performances for the night will be Chima, Stevie, and Mayo. I want to infuse Gracia, and if Gracia were to kick somebody out, it might just be Mayo, because I got a feel of this type of himself from last week. So I'll just say Gracia, Chima, and Stevie. Now, of course, you can share your comments down below on what best performance, top 3 performances for the night. My worst performances for the night would be Lami, David Garland, and who else? Let me just leave it at 2. That 2 is okay. They were not really vocally good for tonight. But anyway, share, comment, down below, and I'll see you on the next video.